So, this video is going to be recorded on my new Valve Index headset with the controllers. And this should be a good long-form sample of the microphone quality, as Delco and I are going to be going through Haunted Woods Trails 2 for probably about an hour and just talking, me rambling and babbling as we describe the walkthrough of our design. So it should provide a good example of the quality of this microphone. All right, well, let's get into it. Hi, I'm Jinx, and this is Delco, and welcome to Anyland. This is Haunted Woods Trails 2, and this is our designers, developers commentary for how we built it. And in the description, I'm going to put a link. Delco took screenshots every single night we built this and made a gallery of the in-progress pictures, which is really, really cool. So, yeah, I'm going to go into my point of view and we'll take a tour. All right, so first we're here. We started here, back up a little, and this is your truck. You just broke down. Delco built this truck as I was building this little parking lot.
Very first night, got the truck finished.
It was exciting. It was really neat. Let me pull out a building light here, which I might just hold on to as we're going through this. Yeah, so too many. So now you can actually see the truck. It's all rusty and stuff. This is nice. So you come to this parking lot with your truck, and you can see the smoke coming down. And we'll just delete this here. Delete. Great. Truck here. Oh, nice. Bring out the torch. Excellent. So you've got the parking lot, and you can come in here and see why the truck is broken down on the other side there. Before we head into the cave and all the good stuff, I want to just point out the groundskeeper. He makes a few appearances, and he doesn't look like he's all there, you know, but if you ever try to get close to him, he just vanishes. Was he ever there? We don't know. All right, let's head forward into the cave, because your truck broke down, you don't know where you're going, there's nowhere else to go. Bunch of bats pop out and fly out, just nice, a classic scare, which we like.
It's worth noting the frame rate affects how the bats fly.
It
so
has a heavy, It looked pretty
that'll
okay.
Work better in the future.
It's future-proofed. You planned that out, yeah. Some vines that I had built, just to brambles and stuff, just randomly just curled up around. But as I explained in previous video, you know, sometimes just good enough is fine. Everything's dark, so, you know, you don't need to get crazy with the details. Just make it look weird. And here we have a cave, yet another cave that I built. I'm so tired of building caves. But, you know, if you back up and you look, you just see the cave. It's kind of blocking line of sight from the rest of the entire world, which is nice. So you come into the cave because there's nowhere else to go, and it turns off to the right, and you kind of see light, so you don't know what to expect. And, oh, hey, here we are. We're in a Halloween party cave. Like you've never seen before, ever, because they don't really exist. What should we point out first? I mean, when we finished building this, Philip added the vertex editing, so I was able to make these kind of classic cloth ghosts with all these pinch points. Instead of making it out of multiple cones flattened, this is all one piece, which was nice. Do you want to demonstrate your fire in this little hut?
Let me throw the torch away.
Oh yeah, so we get maximum lighting effect.
This it was intended for the underground too, but I've ended up putting it in other places too.
I love it.
The particle effect changes. The lighting changes. The light is a separate creation altogether, kind of self-contained.
I love it.
And that took about, I don't know, 2 hours to make.
Yeah. All right. So here, just like in Haunted Woods Trails 1, we put out masks that you can put on. You just open up your Me menu, throw it on your hat, sphere. T-shirts, they're the same ones, except in the back they say Haunted Woods Trails 2, so slightly different. I added the free bloody hand gloves, which you can replace your hands with these just to look monstrous. Our disclaimer, just like in any classic haunted trail, haunted house, just to let you know all the fun stuff, and a reminder that you can't use voice amps because it would ruin the effect if you could just hear people chattering. Also, the balloons are done with the vertex editing as well to get that nice balloon shape. Very happy with that.
Worked out great.
Yeah. So in Haunted Woods Trails 1, we had this ticket booth, and it was a riot because the guillotine that came down knew went for the ticket. Just endless fun for everyone who was in the know, and it was a great surprise for everyone who didn't. Yeah. So now we have a new effect because you can actually grab the ticket this time. And a little monster comes and bites your hand. Which is good stuff. Fortunately, you have the liquid on your hand, so you can make him vanish when you let go. But that's just a nice, cute little surprise.
Very fun.
Delco and I are now building a haunted house for this year's Halloween, and we have the same ticket booth with a completely different surprise, which hopefully, it'll get them.
It'll definitely get them.
And one thing we started doing, I'm shadowing it, was creating little maps. Although when I was creating them, they were bigger at the time. We shrunk this down on display, kind of to pre-plan how we wanted everything to go. So you can see you are here. This is the cave. The red square there is the truck, and this is where you started. So yeah, we're going to go this way real quick just to show you a little bit, and then we'll actually go through the trail, and we'll end up back there. So good stuff. Yeah. My eye bats from Haunted Woods Trails 1, and also the Underground.
Yep, the original.
The original. Good stuff. And actually, before we do that, we'll just point out real quick the scavenger hunt. So we hid 6 candy bags Delco hid in Haunted Woods Trails 1, and 7 small pumpkins we hid here. One is actually, when we launched, the first one was actually here, but I've since hid it because, enough time's gone by. Sure. So the idea was that you'd pick up these numbered scavenger hunt items, put them in your inventory, and then you would come back here to the cauldron and one by one put each one in, and the cauldron color would change so that you knew you did it right. And as a bonus, kind of a community effect, community, party, whatever, as you did put each one in, they would show up on this shelf, and you can see that they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, to 13. This is the example. It's not real anymore. So that way, if somebody had found, number 5 and you didn't find number 5, that you could actually get a copy of this in your inventory so that, everyone could party together. Just push these aside. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's hit the trail.
I don't remember where any of the scavenger hunt items are.
I remember a couple of them that I placed in here. I don't remember where any of the candy bags that you placed in Haunted Woods Trails 1.
Neither do I.
That's why we have them backed up in our inventory. All right, so just a quick, this is dark. Of course it's dark all over because it makes it spookier. I want to point out, because we love this, the moonshine, because we can see, there it is, the moon. And then, this might not even show up actually, but there are moon rays. And I'm just going to pull out the, change things.
The lantern might give up.
Just
enough. Yeah, that's good too.
Yeah, just to, so we got the blood trail dripping of the handprint on the wall. But, yeah, so we got that. So you come over here. There's a pop-in tree. This is Delco's cabin that we'll get to at the end, because at the end of the trail we end up coming up through there, which is nice. But there's a graveyard down there, and there's just a nice forested area. Just like in Haunted Woods Trails the first, this is the area with no jump scares. So people can just hang out. You know, it's dark, it's spooky, but there's nothing that's actually going to jump out at you and scare you and stuff. So you'll be able to go down that path and come around.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, I'm happy with how this area turned out.
Oh, I love it. It's just like a nice forested area. I love forested areas normally, and to have it dark and spooky with the fog is just, it's fitting. It fit really well in this world. All right.
Yeah.
Let us go in and actually do the path. I guess, should we bring a torch? Bring the torches? It's really dark.
Compatible with a torch.
Yeah. All right. So we'll go through here. Go slow, don't die. That's just a friendly, subtle, psychological reminder for people not to teleport at max distance and to try to emulate a normal walking speed so that things trigger properly.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's do it. So we're coming across here. I love the laughing skull. And he reloads. And you can trigger him again in a minute.
You made that early on, but
Yeah.
didn't really get finished until the last few days.
That's true. Because I wanted to do the more interesting stuff, the actual trail and stuff.
Yeah, I think it was bugged too.
That's right, with the sub thing that I did, because originally he blew up after he laughed. And that didn't quite work. That was, I got inspiration to make the laughing skull face, trigger him again, from Monster Bash, the old 90s platformer game, because they had skulls that laughed at you when you shot them for points and stuff. So as we come here, I want to see if we can get a glimpse of the ghost girl. Yep, there she is. Real fast, real quick. Not everyone's, you probably didn't see her.
Nope, I didn't catch it.
It's not set as personal, which is why, you know. But she'll just appear sometimes and disappear really fast, so you're not sure if you hallucinated her or whatnot. So you come through the cave, and this just a cave, just because you were in a cave, so you might as well have a tunnel. And you get through here, and you come into a broken out brick wall. And this is leading into the prison, or at least a hallway of the prison. So we'll come out here. You kind of have to duck a little, which is fine, dynamic. And you see the flashing light at the end of the hall with those double doors. That's randomly blinking. Delco's random script.
Yep, over-engineered like crazy, but it looks nice. It
does look nice. You know, you gotta have a classic randomly flickering light. So, and the other lights here are out completely, so.
Yeah.
I triggered the guy too soon.
Oh.
But yeah, basically this is an empty chair with a light. And actually, I could probably swoosh this away. Yeah, it's a better effect. So when you look at the chair, the skeleton appears after the light blinks out. But and then you're like, oh, that's cool. Oh, that's really neat. I like the fact. And then you turn around, and that guy's just appeared, waiting for you, reaching out. Now I think I do need the torch, because it is awful dark. All right. That was a when looked at script, right?
Yeah,
and then
when looked at.
And sub things.
Yep, all sub things.
I love it. Okay, so we got, more prison-y stuff here. We have, if you look real closely, there's a shadow back there. And again, if I don't have the torch with me, it's a little darker. And he's like, and he goes and he turns around and he just paces slowly back and forth. And this room, I think, was one of the last things we filled up because I couldn't figure out what to put in here.
Yep.
So
coffins always work.
Yeah, just stuff it with coffins. Why coffins would be in a prison behind locked gate? Who knows? Who cares?
Can't let them get out.
Yeah. And then the hands around the edges and stuff, just for spookiness. Which is cool. Moving along, we have another shadow back there. If you can just kind of see him. And then a classic dead body scene. I mean, it's a haunted trail. You gotta have gory in low poly. Yeah. So we have that, of course, and his intestines all coming out. Nasty. But of course it's low poly, so it's, not bad. And oh well, hey, this door is all chained up. I wonder if we could get out. I love that so much.
It's a great scare.
It is. It's because the doors actually bounce back and forth. It's not just, they don't just rattle with a sound effect. It's
Yeah.
the way you made them off center a little. It's unnatural. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
So the only way you can go in the prison when you come to the end is this way. And with the torch, just for benefit, we did spiders. But you can only stand straight through to the broken out part of the wall. You can't actually get in among the spiders. So yeah, people who might be arachnophobic, but you could just jump right through. You could max teleport right through if you really wanted.
Oh, totally.
Definitely have to point out, Delco, the spider webs you made, which just looks so good because they're thin. They're way thinner than spider webs I've made previously. Which, yeah.
They're easy to put in a bunch of different corners.
Yeah, because the more you put in, just the thicker and it looks.
Yeah, you can double them up.
Yeah. All right, so then we have a hallway with a blood arrow, classic, let you know. And there's a little blood drop going down. And we have a hallway. Looks like a normal hallway, right? Nothing special. Start. And there's that. Not really a jump scare, but it's more of a little surprise. Just kind of like put you on edge because you thought it was just going to be a hallway. And then you get towards the end of this hallway. That even freaks us out sometimes.
Yeah.
The two hands and the
Gets me
eyeball.
every time.
Does it? Got that. And they just pop out of there. So then you come to the sewer pipe tunnel. And you see that guy, he's barely holding on. So you're like, oh, dude, I'm going to help you. What's going on? Oh, boy. He's gone.
Yeah.
So now we're at the swamp. And I'm so happy with the way the swamp looks.
Oh, it's great.
The swampiness, the trees, the fog effect that just goes out to the docks there, and you just, I'm very happy with it. And that guy, the funky looking tree. So I'm going to jump down because this is the only way you go. And we made it so that the water, the swampy waterness, well, your floating avatar doesn't show up.
Yeah.
But it feels like it's knee deep, especially once you start walking around. It's not going to come across on a 2D video that we're recording right now. But when you're here in VR, you definitely feel knee or thigh deep in this water, which is a really, really neat effect. So we got that guy. He blinks. You can see the groundskeeper up there, and he'll, again, vanish if you approach him. In fact, there's another ghost girl there. And he blinks out. All right. And let's see. Delco, I haven't seen your dude yet.
Yeah.
I know
They show up sometimes.
he's coming. So one of the things,
They're right here.
I hear him. Oh, there he is. Down there. It's going to be really dark for the viewers at home.
Mm-hmm.
There's a swamp monster who slowly comes up and down. You can see him. So one of the things in this area, talking about design, was doing the hills on the edges to encapsulate this area, as well as block line of sight from everything else that might be out there. It's like the beginning's that away. And then when we put up the trees, I remember thinking, how do we make it so that people have to go a certain way through here so that we can control that monster coming out without them going on it, and this guy here without getting too close to him. And I was like, oh, let's rope off all these trees with caution tape. And it just turned out to be a weird but neat effect. I liked it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So first, I'm going to trigger the tree. Or not. Wow. The tree branch didn't fall.
Oh.
Oh, there it goes. You just have to be in the right spot.
Yeah.
Just enough of a little jump, and then
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna do the wicker monster
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
This is so wild. So what makes him especially scary is his eyes light up first before he even moves, and there's that like 1 second delay before he does, and then he just rushes at you.
Mhm.
I feel like if that were to happen, if we didn't build this ourselves and somebody built that and I came in here, I would probably fall
Oh,
backwards. I'm sure.
Yeah. It gets me
Yeah.
sometimes if I'm not ready for it.
Yeah. So you can see up there in the fog, a kind of tower, kind of like the police lookout tower. Just kind of
The
adds,
prison.
yeah, a little more ambiance to this area. And there's the witch's kind of hut, just adds it. And I should mention, I didn't think I triggered the sound effect over there, but I'll trigger this one. Yeah. Just kind of give you a little spooky,
I love that sound effect.
yeah. Oh, here's a good shot of
Those
your
drums.
swamp
Oh, yeah.
monster. Nice. So you're messing around in here, and you want to get up, so you can just climb right up and continue on to the path through the docks. And these are really nice docks. Good clutter.
Modular.
Modular docks. Easy
Oh, yeah.
to,
Gotta have the clutter.
yeah. And then I am pointing it out because I love it. Your
Oh, yeah.
slime ooze, who knows what, out of that barrel. Because in VR, again, it won't show on a 2D video, but in VR, you really get that sense of the 3D effect of those particles spraying out and drooping down. Like, I love it. It seems simple,
Yeah.
but it looks so good.
I wanted to try and make realistic looking liquid with the particle effects.
Yeah.
And that's what I came up with.
Yeah. I think it looks realistic. I'm a fan. So we have sound effects. The skulls on pikes to just kind of add more to that swamp voodoo kind of tribal whatever going on.
Yeah.
Again, the clutter, coffins, more clutter. Clearly this is, a dumping station. I'm going to get rid of the torch. Bye, torch. So we'll grab flashlights, because here we provide flashlights. You don't really need light coming up to this point. It's better when it's darker. Me carrying that torch just now is more for the video recording. But here, I feel like the woods with a flashlight, like being able to spotlight stuff like that. And it only goes so far, it doesn't go infinite. Really cool effect. Very classic haunted trail, So, oh yeah. I finally made a jack-o'-lantern. I'm still not happy with it, but put a candle in there and it lights up. It's fine. So over this way. That cough gets me every time. So we have this person missing a leg. It's a bit bloody leg. And you're like, where's her leg? All right, so little bat. We're kind of going around. Go through here. You see somebody up ahead. A couple somebody's up ahead, but this nice well. Turn the flashlight on. Go for this. There's the leg. Lovely. Nice little, almost like an Easter egg, because I'm not sure how many people think to touch the well.
Yeah, it's not immediately obvious.
Even though we spotlit it with a candle. People might not.
Yeah.
But just a fun,
Personal
interactive
experience.
bit. Yeah.
So I didn't actually
Oh,
see
you didn't
that
see it.
happen.
Okay. And I won't see it when you hit it. Yeah, nope. It's still the one I had out there. Cool.
Mhm.
Now, for filler in this section, we put the troll that I made for the Zork White House that we recreated. And when you get kind of close to him, he growls, but that's it. And he follows you with his head. And then I'll point out something we did in Haunted Woods Trails 1 was the brown dirt ground you can walk on, but the orange kind of like leafy texture from the dead trees you can't walk on. To kind of corral people in and make sure they can't go too far. So it's just kind of a brambles and the tree, and up ahead is our friend the groundskeeper. Oh, he's gone. So we're coming through here, and I like the fog effect right here, and the brambles and these leafless trees. And here's a tent, kind of looks like it might be lit from inside with, maybe somebody's got a little lantern in there. What's going on inside? Oh, that can't be good. Oh, that can't be good. I like that as a little vignette, but the blood just keeps coming out.
Yeah. Oh, the groundskeeper's back.
Oh, hey, buddy. How's it going? Yep, he's ugly. So we'll continue on this way. And it goes uphill, which we thought was kind of... There was a reason we wanted to go uphill. I can't remember exactly what it was. Just variety?
There was a reason.
What was the reason? Oh, well. Anyway, it goes uphill. It's kind of nice.
Try and remember.
All right. The fog is nice. You can see these trees again. You see something's up ahead. And there. We come up through here. Oh, there's a ghost. And he's gone. It's a nice little spook. Not even a scare, just a spook. We'll go here into this spot. Oh, nice. Triggered really fast. A when looked at block tells the sub thing with the hand to come out and go grr. And then Delco's impaled skeleton on the rocks. And as you get close, he blows apart. I love that effect. Does he reset?
Good use of the features Philip added.
Oh, yeah.
Over the course of this world being built.
Yeah, because we started building this, mid-July last year?
Yeah.
2018?
All around the point he added bursting and vertex editing.
Yeah.
All this fancy stuff.
So we just threw it all in, because why not?
Mm-hmm.
Usually, Philip adds a feature, we spend a night playing with it, and then we're like, oh, let's implement it.
Yeah.
Oh, he does awesome. I could just watch him. I actually watch skeletons blow up all the time.
20-second respawn.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, and, going downhill. I see the balls rolling of his joints. All right, so you come up here. That's kind of a coyote effect. Classic, haunted thing. You got to hear a coyote or a werewolf. I was going to point out this river and the covered bridge over there. And then you see that lanterns across the way, so you're supposed to go that way. It's kind of nice. You obviously can't teleport into the water. You can't teleport onto those rocks. You're not meant to. So we'll go through here. And this looks so good. When we were building this section, I had a building light up here, just kind of up there, and it just lit this area so nicely, like the moon would. Called it Moonlight Bridge. So it was worth putting a place light right here. So here we have a graveyard, and we give you another flashlight in case for some reason you didn't keep it, didn't drop it. Salt line to protect against the undead or demons or something like that. And you have all these different names that you spent forever adding individual names.
Yeah.
Because I would have just put
intentional,
RIP on
some
every single one. But if you walk in and you start reading the names, Herbert Moon, Palmer LaRoche, Norman Smith, Otto Cunningham, back up. The undead literally erased from their graves.
That's one of the freakiest things here.
It is really freaky because they just do that. They hang here for a moment and then vanish. And then I think I've got a 2 or 3 minute reset on that effect, so it doesn't immediately trigger again. And that is just freaky because it happens when you're in the middle of this and they're all just one of those things that you can only do in VR.
Yeah.
So I want to show the mausoleum real quick here. So you're like, oh, brick wall. And why is my flashlight not working anymore? Oh, that's weird. So you get close to the brick wall, and it blows up. And the eyeballs show up. And they follow me. And you don't see the eyeballs.
I don't.
You just saw the brick,
Darkness.
which makes it even freakier because now if you're with a couple of people and the first person to trigger that sees the eyes open and look, everyone else is like, what are you talking about? And I'm going to drop this. I want to grab a building light to demonstrate. I might have to walk inside. There. Oh, okay. They just closed. Are we going to trigger? No. The brick wall didn't come back. Okay. Well, it should be visible with this. The way I made the eyeballs look like they were floating in a void was first, you can see, they're looking at me, so I can't really show. They've got an eyelid that's covering them, which the eyelids go up. In obviously scripted, but animated to go up. The eyes are glowing in the dark red, so that they show up in the darkness. The walls back here are completely black with no. There's the brick wall. There we go. This should trigger again. There we go. Cool. The walls are set just like these black parts are set, so that they don't pick up light shining and reflections and such. It's one of the material types. So it gives that void effect once the lights are out. If I delete this. Yeah. You can see it just looks like eyes in the darkness. Almost cartoony, which I like. Very eldritch, very Lovecraftian. Alright. So it might actually have been enough time that those will trigger again in a moment. So we have Moonlight Bridge. Yep, I hear them. There they are. Oh, let's just watch for a sec from this point of view. Like, oh, just the bodies raising up. And of course, they're in black suits and dresses, just like, if they had been buried. Traditionally. Anyway, there we go. They vanished. So here, I wanted to do something freaky on the bridge because I like the covered bridge. I really think covered bridges in spooky, dark, foggy areas, it's perfect. And with Haunted Woods Trails 1, we did the identical bridge, and it had the bodies at the end that were all hung, and they didn't actually do anything. One would scream if you managed to touch it. The other one, at the end, the head would fall off, but that wasn't really much of a scare. So this, we thought, what if we made NPCs, mannequins or whatever, but they looked like Anylanders? Like if a player had come in and put on the Haunted Woods Trails shirt and those gloves, the hands replaced, and was wearing a mask, or made the mask their head. So you couldn't tell if these were NPCs or, if a player could actually come in, put on one of these outfits and stand here on the bridge and no one would know. So you start walking through. There's a little creaking sound effect as we go through. And I'll just show it at the end. Or maybe I'll just turn around now. As you go by, they all turn 90 degrees. So I'll show this off as there. So just as you pass them, they turn. So they're just, these parts are each on their own sub thing. And there's a when neared block at the bridge. At each spot, 3 of them. And they tell the sub thing to go to state 2. State 2 is this position. There, let's see them reset. And that purple-eyed one has a little turn of the head, which just gives it enough like it's real. So we're coming to the village, and again, this is really dark, but I want to show this light bulb first before I pull out a light source. Light burst. Did that in Haunted Woods Trails 1. It was perfect. So had to do it again. I guess I'll do another, just a light like this, because I know how dark this is in here, around here. So you come to this haunted village, and there are 5 buildings on this level and a couple up above. And so you're meant to go into each building and just see the vignette or explore a bit. And you'll have to go through one building to get to the backyard area to get through and up and around. So this kind of less of a straight path that you're, linear, that you're going through. And this is more of a, hey, explore around here for a little bit at your own leisure, at your own directions and stuff. So what should we show off first?
Left or right, I guess.
All right, let's do this one. For Sale, Haunted. Classic, of course, right? Let's delete this. So the door opens as you approach, which is a when looked at script. It'll also react to actual touch. But you come in here, chair flies at you, just the candle moved. What's going on, right? I mean, well, hey. Hey. So it's kind of, this is our poltergeist room, and this one will reset. I know the candle will. I like the candle. There it goes. So a bunch of these different things have plates in front of them. Actually, I'm gonna put on See Invisible for a second. Yeah, so you can see the white plates that we made for the trigger points. That. So when looked at, it tells it to go to state 2. And each one of these objects, the grandfather clock, the bookshelf, the curtains, the candle, are on something controller or slave to the when looked at script block so that they go off, hey, and they go back and forth. There's a delay so that they can't flip back and forth immediately, back and forth instantly. So they have to sit for 10 seconds or something before they get triggered again. But it's just a freaky effect, especially when you get close to the bookshelf and it goes through you. Yeah, and that. I'm sure that's coming across in the recording because I keep getting jarred every time it happens like that. All right, so looked at the doorknob and it opens.
Love that.
We'll go across to the red house. There. Open the door. It opens slower, building mystery. And you can see there's something in here. So I'll step in and it triggers him to turn around. And it's a beholder. Well, actually, I think he's missing 2 eye stalks, right? Beholder's at 10 or something? I don't know, whatever. So this is just a kind of freaky vignette. He doesn't do anything. There's nothing for you to do here. You can only teleport so far forward, so you can't even get in, there. And after some time, he'll actually turn back around. And symmetrical chair stacking. No normal human would do that.
Oh, definitely not.
And the part of the cool effect in here is when he does turn around, the light goes out. So it kind of makes him glow with the red of this candle right up front. And yeah, you got altar, some freakiness, dagger and a beating heart. The Summoning for Dummies book. It's a reference for the rest of us. Gotta have it. So we'll open the door and move along. Yeah. Oop. That could have been dangerous. My spellbook opened. Yeah, let's do your murder house. I'm gonna...
All right.
Hold on, I need to show off your deck because it's way too dark.
Oh, yeah.
It's the nice
The Easter
deck.
egg underneath.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Spoilers. But yeah, we'll go forward here. And I guess I could just delete this now. All right. Open it up. And it's bloody. There's blood everywhere. This is literally a blood bath. Even the door opened up, look at this, and it just smushed something and left a bloody streak. So you can see that there are hands coming up out of the blood. And oh, that's a really nice knife. I'm going for it.
You should go after that.
Okay, not gonna get that knife, I guess. All right, so yeah, we wanted to do something obviously freaky, as it's the name of the game here in Haunted Woods Trails 2. So we're going to the backyard because why not? And again, it's really dark. I'll pull out the light again. We got the fencing. This is where we're going eventually. And back here, oh, we're having an autopsy. Maybe that's where some of that blood came from.
Yeah.
And something just got chopped with an axe back there. Did a blood fountain. And super freaky whenever a corpse starts to look at you with its dead, hollow eyes and starts shaking its head in a very creepy manner. And his heart is still beating, and again with the intestines, and his hand is still attached. Not anymore. Oops.
What are you gonna do?
Not much. Ooh. Yeah, somebody's going to town back there behind the sheet. I don't know. Cool. And we got the freakiness. Okay, moving right along before we start freaking ourselves out. There is actually a crack in the space here, so we can jump through if we don't want to go back through the house. And the Frankenstein house. I'm going to turn this off again because it's going to be dark, but the lights will turn on. The Frankenstein house, obviously. There's a reference to Young Frankenstein. We come in. Oh, we got this going on. What's going on? And the lights turn on automatically. This guy falls off, leaving his arms in place. We got this cage and their eyes. And again, it's just the same kind of deal where they're in the blackness, so it looks like they're in a void. Another gory body, because that's what you expect to see in haunted trails and stuff. Gotta. I particularly like the way I used the spiky shape to make it look like he's really shredded his shirt and his torso.
Mm-hmm.
Yeesh. And yeah, this is where the magic happens, right?
Definitely.
Reused the laboratory equipment from the Hugo house at Haunted Wood Trails 1. Just was perfect here. And this is what is this? A retro encabulator?
Yeah, antique.
Ah, yes. You could tell because of the copper and brass parts.
Uh-huh.
And then some more laboratory equipment, some pipes, bubbling stuff, tools, shrunken heads. Man, I'd love to know how they do that. Spider. This spider on the floor emits and just goes crazy. It's not meant to look realistic at all. It's just meant to be a weird, creepy thing on the floor that catches your eye if you're standing here. And you're just like, what the hell is that? Yeah, just lots of props. AB normal brain. That's good. Abby, somebody. Bucket of Guts, I guess. Ah, yes. How I Did It by Victor Frankenstein. This is a good book. Everyone should actually take a copy of this. There we go. Yeah, all right. We'll move along to the next. The Blacklight building. This is going to be hard to capture, I think. Just let that door pass through you. Oh, the fountain. Gosh, your fountain.
Of course.
I love this fountain. It's
Holds
just
right up.
yeah, with the vines kind of overgrowing in there. It's just the perfect size, and the texture makes it really look stone. I don't know. It's a great fountain. We are using it in this year's haunted world.
Mm-hmm.
It's worth it. So here we have,
Cut.
yeah, definitely. So here we have now the purple door room. And then we got this little porch too, and it's kind of breaking down, whatever. I'm going to turn off the light because the effect in that building even though it's going to be really dark for the recording, I think it's absolutely worth being dark. Hopefully people will watch us on monitors where they have their brightness up just a little. So you come in here, and yeah, it's dark, and we outline the walls, and this is supposed to simulate a blacklight room, and in VR, I think it feels like that.
Yeah.
Because that's like the paint splatter, but it's glow-in-the-dark paint, so it's blacklight reactive, and the outlines on the floor, and this window outlined in pink, and then you come here, and it looks like with all these 2D furniture bits on the walls, it looks like they were painted on with blacklight reactive, paint, which has a neat effect. And you're coming around and you're looking, and there's a skeleton. I love that. That sound effect. It's perfect. Yeah. So we come through here, and we used the one-way sided material. I think Philip called it the quad. So you can see this way, but when you come around here, it's just black. And then to hide the exact position of the window, this is right at the edge. This fake shelf is right at the edge of that window, so it kind of offsets what you think, perceive how it looks. And then again, classic Halloween-y scene, the gravestones and the ghosts and the bats painted on the wall. Fun little extra woohoo ghost. And even did the door that we've been doing in this world, in this village, in that style too. Of course, this is 3D, whereas this isn't. So to hit that and it opens. And blacklight reactive instead of blood arrow to tell you to go that way. There's not much going on that way. And
I like how the door is regular on the other side.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, actually, it took me a while to make sure that it would come across like that. It was one of those pay special attention to. I guess I got the flashlight back out. Illuminate the way ahead. Yeah. So you come across here through the backyard. You got the fencing. Back of the Frankenstein house. You see that there's a big house back there and a couple more of those smaller styles. And you're coming across here, and you've got this nice wall with the vines, the big stones, whatever. And you got this is definitely where a body was dug. Ew, maggots. Big ones. They're all like squirmy wormies. I remember when we had this idea, I was like, oh, this will just be super creepy.
Yeah.
And it is. So we have a coffin here, and you're just like, oh, here's the coffin. All right, whatever. There's our groundskeeper. He vanishes again. And you're like, oh, coffin, nice. Except this one opens up. And squirming maggots and spiders and this eyeball that follows you. Just one of those freaky things that comes up. So, classic haunted experience kind of stuff. So you come in through here. Hey, did I hallucinate him? Was he here? We come into Delco's shed with, again, trademark Delco clutter. It's beautiful. And I know you want to show off the Easter egg.
Might as well.
Right?
An Anyland ring placed in the corner.
What happens if you touch it? I love it. And there's a freaky thing in the box with radioactive nukage or slime or something in the box. It's perfect. But yeah, if you ever see an Anyland ring, you pretty much have to touch it if it's not on somebody.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I'll just show it. Yeah. All right, so there's only one way to go, and here's a chair. So you can get up onto this ladder. And probably not going to come across very well, but there are light beams coming from the lantern up there. So we'll just climb up this ladder, and we'll get up here. Okay. It's Nice lantern. Yeah, more clutter. Good stuff. The torches, which will be from Underground 2, whenever we get around to finishing that. Alright, so just a nice balcony. We're going through here. And we've got 2 more houses and the big purple one. I'm going to go to the green door one first. So you go close to this house, and that happens. Apparently this house was once victim to a fire, and what you were seeing was a hallucination, and it's now in its current state of smoldering, broken down, and that ghost just wandering around. So that was, I should be explaining more stuff. The house was in position. All this was here. And the house, just like any of these other little houses, was in position, connected to a sub-thing controller. And a when neared block, kind of near that torch, tells the house, which is basically a shell, to go like deep under the ground instantly and play that sound effect to reveal what's here. Which is sub-thing controllers on a large scale, which is fun. So show off this house, the monster house. Yeah, monster house. I love the lights blinking, like there's something going on inside. Yeah, touch the handle. Monster house. There's a reason that door is chained up, and you do not want to go in there, so you're not allowed to. It's perfect. So, moving along, we'll get to the purple manor. So fencing here, I put up to block line of sight because of the pop-in. When you'd come up from here, and if you could see straight in the decorations, you can't see the green slime that's actually up there right now. But you wouldn't be able to see the table and stuff that's up there. So I threw up this fence. See, the green slime's there now. And it starts to drip. So all of this would have popped in. It was not pretty. But easily solved by putting a fence to block your line of sight. So before we go in to the purple manor, we provide you a flashlight again, because you're really going to want to have the flashlight with you. It's dark, and the flashlight will definitely help. As an aside, when we built this, and I made this door, and the door was on this hinge right here, I grabbed it or something while I was in change things mode, and the door disappeared. And it was really weird because I couldn't find it anywhere in the vicinity. And as it turned out, it was actually way far away due to a glitch. So I asked Philip, I posted on the forums, hey Philip, my door disappeared, what happened? It might be a bug. And he found it and restored it for us. And he left a note, because I had put a sign that said, hey Philip, this is the door. And he wrote a note and stuff. And so we actually reused the note over here. The bug crime scene he made this on the door, and he left this note that said, suspected bug was found and promptly executed, Detective Phil. And so we actually just put a dead spider and reused his stuff.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Same thing happened with the tree down by the river.
That's right. The first tree I made, the first new style.
Was when he added uncollidable.
And the whole tree ended up uncollidable, but also was untargetable with the context laser.
Yeah.
Okay, use the context laser with a... Yeah, it was a problem, because it was a tree you couldn't touch or edit. It was
There's
cursed.
A picture of that in the album somewhere.
That's right. Yeah. So we'll go into the manor here. Now, fun thing, doorbell doesn't do anything. Which, broken doorbell, old house, it's fine. But we did a little tricky thing where there is an invisible uncollidable block back at the party cave in the beginning. And it's got a when neared script. It plays the doorbell over here. So if somebody's walking around in the party cave, people are hanging out, it's making this doorbell go off. And so it feels completely random because you're not triggering it and it's not anything you're doing in this vicinity. So we'll go inside, turn the light on, and here we have a nice dark house. There, red door. We got this. We got this teal door. We got, some Halloween decorations. We got this wooden door. We're definitely gonna explore that. And what the hell is that guy? This freaky guy, and his head is when looked when nearest. And his eyes glow when the lights are out. So yeah. So I'm gonna just open this door, or not. Guess not. The gag we had in the underground, this door just fit perfectly because a door right here was needed to fill this space, but we didn't actually have any plans to make a room back there. So just doing a gag like that, it fit. It was perfect. The static TV from the Hugo house in Haunted Woods Trails 1 is just perfect. A TV that is on the dead air channel like that is always freaky. So, and your perfectly looped sound effect. That's great. Imp Claw, we've used this in places, and then actually an image I drew a long time ago in Photoshop of an imp. This kind of look neat. So we'll go through here. Door opens. Turn off the flashlight because it's strobing. It's dark and it's strobing. And as we get closer, jump scare. Oh yeah, you can't use the flashlight. I've got the script that automatically turns it off again. So you can't illuminate it. So all you're going to see is the shadow of actually my avatar, oversized, jumping out at you like that. And I think we were talking about putting one of the scavenger hunt pumpkins right at the base of that so that you had to get scared by it. But we didn't do that, I think.
Yeah.
All right. And then your wonderful, awesome room. I love this. So, hey, this just looks like a normal hallway. That's cool. It's well lit. Looks normal. Oh, look, here's a picture that I drew again. Some crazy voodoo cowboy. And, oh, yeah, another thing I made, which we reused, which is cool. So, yeah, okay, cool. Nice little hallway. Must be a transition hallway or something. We'll just open this door, and the whole hallway stretches, and the door opens. It's just super freaky. How did you do that?
Very carefully.
Okay, good answer. Let's go through here. I also really liked that the door opens at the end because it feels like the hallway stretches and the momentum of it stretching and then stopping suddenly is transferred to the door opening. I just thought that was really cool. Conservation of momentum in physics. This room is completely black. It's really, really freaky when you're in here. It's like a void. Oh yeah, and they turn and look at you when you get close. As a fun thing, one of my best friends owns a bar, and they decorate for Halloween, of course, because it's awesome, and had set two skeletons up at one of the tables right by the front window, and it was basically like that. They in mid-conversation like that with martinis, so we did that. It was fun. And these guys are all glowing in the dark, and the chairs are glow-in-the-dark brown so that they show up because there are no actual lights in this room. So yeah. All right, we'll go this way. And from here you can actually see how thick the fog is. Get through here. Open that door. All right. So, hey, I forgot how many of my drawings we've added in here. As an aside, in a dark room, if you import a picture, but you want it to actually show up at all without having to spotlight it directly or like this, you can just make the material type that the picture is on whatever square or whatever shape you've used one of the glow-in-the-dark materials, and then just set it to a medium or darkish gray, so that it doesn't look like it's glowing so much, but it'll just actually show up. So if I look back here and you see the imp picture, yes, we put the light next to it to make it look more natural, but it is actually lit like that too. So a tip on that. So we're going upstairs, or are we? Two things are going to happen as I go up the stairs. One, Ghost Girl's going to blink in and out at the top of the stairs real quick. And two, the stairs are going to burst. So let's see if I can. There she is. And the stairs burst out. We really, really liked that burst script that Philip added at that time last summer. You can't actually go upstairs. You can kind of see 3 doors up there and an off light. It's just enough to make you feel like it's a house with a second level. But you're not going that way anyway. So we go down in here. Red candle, spooky. Door, yellow door. Just kind of made everything different colors. You open the door. And what do we have? Dark hallway. Dark hallway. So we're going through here. Wood feels very...
Whoops.
What'd you do?
I jumped ahead.
That's okay. Yeah, it feels very hidden doorway. Definitely an under the stairs kind of... No one's supposed to know this was here. I added at this wall here these hands. And these hands, neat effect. If you have the flashlight like we suggest, you will see the hands coming at you. As you teleport forward, as you're walking forward, you'll see them, and it won't be too freaky. It'll just be like, ugh. If you don't have the flashlight spotlighting this wall as you're walking, your the helper light that everyone has a little ambient glow for themselves, they'll only show up when you get really close, so it almost acts like a jump scare as you get close to the wall. And here, stairway down, and I did a slanted angled ceiling just for an extra freaky effect. I'll just go down here. That light bursts. Another spook. And then this is actually exactly when we got vertex editing, because I wanted to do the angled door just like American McGee's Alice had in the Fortress of Doors and the school levels. So I was like, oh, we got to do this. Oh, my gosh. I absolutely got to do this. So that actually freaked me out just now. I always forget that we added the sound effects there. So the idea is this is going to be 3 rooms in a row. 1, 2, yeah, 3 rooms in a row. So. And just beyond each door as you get up to it, it sounds like there's somebody there running away from you and then slamming the next door to escape. So open this door. Spoilers, there's nobody actually there. And you just get into this room. I feel like this room is the kind of room that would be in this kind of freaky hidden basement after you go through those tight wooden walls and stuff, and it slams closed. Yeah, it would just be very rustic. It's not a finished room at all. You know, you got these boards are probably from something above for structural integrity, but it's all stone. And you're like, oh, what kind of experiments are going on here? Bones and brains and a heart. Okay. And some books. And as an aside, as I often say, can I say that? Just good enough when you create stuff. Not everything needs to be super duper detailed and textured, because things people aren't going to be looking close up. So this room is just a rectangle. So what? It doesn't. No one's grading us on our architectural design of the room. And the bookshelves that we like to reuse. These books are just 2 parts each. I mean, it's this kind of beveled piece and then a white rectangle on top to show the page. Nobody's looking at the books close, so we don't need to make super detailed books. It saves us on frame rate. Actually, I'm checking frame rate now. You know, it's not too bad. All right, so moving along.
No.
Oh, that guy really doesn't want us to be following him. I'm coming here. And a red glow lantern, a freaky room, an altar of some sort, and a demon skeleton. Looks like he's got horns and pointy fingers, and he's missing a hand. There was a hand over there. Oh, some sort of experiments going on here. So we got that. This is actually the first time I used not white for the skeleton to make it look older, which we then reused in your labyrinth that's coming up.
Oh, yes.
And Fozzie's lava texture. The laughter. Fozzie's lava texture, which I reused for slime at the end of Haunted Woods Trails 1, I reused as blood pooling down, coming down from up there or something. Just more freakiness. And speaking of freaky, the mannequin room. So none of these mannequins move at all. Promise. Absolutely, totally promise. No scripts on any of these. No sound effects. Nothing moves. Nothing falls over. Nothing. But you have to walk close to all of them to get to the next door. And just a freaky feeling. Especially because you have to step over this one and its arm. Yeah. And you really expect it every time. But nothing happens. Promise. And now we get to my favorite hallway because of the ugly wallpaper. Just, I don't know. It just makes it feel like a real house, kind of, or something.
Terrifying.
Yeah. Oh, this ugly wallpaper is just terrifying. It's hideous. So this ghost was the first vertex editing prop that I made other than the doors, which we then went to the Halloween hub and cave and spread around and all that good stuff because it should be decorated. So we'll note this hallway has 2 doors and a bookshelf at the end and a blood arrow right there. We're going to go in here first. But it doesn't appear to be anywhere we should be going. There's just going to be 2 doors and a dead end, right? So we come in here and it is the asylum room. Classic. It just feels like you would see in the movies or in a horror type film, except it's well lit. So with this harsh light, though. So we got stuff in there. We got, a little blood. We got the forceps and the tray and the trepanning tool, so you can drill a hole in your skull. Straps on the bed, and it's a very utilitarian bed. Like doesn't look comfortable at all. So the only thing you can do in this room, blank wall, caution sign, the red light gated, and a switch. So we're gonna hit the switch. The lights flick, and you turn around, and the room is turned upside down, and it's a freaky feeling. And you've got all the bloody writing on the wall and the symbols, and even the light has flipped positions, and it just is really freaky. And you're like, help, 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 gotta get out, one way out, You're like, okay, I'm just leaving this room because I'm freaked out. You look back. And so the way this was accomplished, that kind of gives it away when it reflips, which is kind of cool. Different parts of these things are all on sub things. So the bed is on a sub thing. Everything here, the counters and all these tools are on one sub thing. And the shelf and everything on it is on another. And so with the flip of the switch just tells nearby, or probably any, to flip over, to go to state 2. So the sub thing itself, the green runner along the walls, those are all also on sub things. Yeah, perfect. Nice with the light. So what happens is the sub thing goes from, here or whatever, and then it goes here, but it's got to rotate so that the rotation is correct. Well, actually, it's not correct here. Interesting. Shortcuts, whatever. But it's got to flip, and it takes whatever it's attached to with it. So it goes. All of the writing on this wall is actually on the other side of the wall, just outside the room in the void. Oh, that was fun. And so it just, when told, unbetween pops into place. It doesn't even seep through. It just pops in, pops out. So it's a really trippy effect that it takes a bit of, focus to make, to position everything just correctly. But when you do it, it's a really great effect. So, blood arrow, go this way. Well, we can't go this way. There's obviously a bookshelf. So we have to go to this other door, the gray door. Just open that up. Oh, it opens in. Okay, gray door. Oh, it's very pink. Emily would love this room.
Yeah.
It's so pink. It's a very much a girly room. There's a little dolly over there. That's cute. Yeah, a little comfy pink couch and stuff. And okay, some ugly pink wallpaper, but whatever. Cool. So yeah, so here we are, and again, there's a switch. It's drawing us to it. There's the only thing we can interact with in here. Sure, let's hit the switch. Freaky. Everything goes grayscale in this room, which took a bit of doing, but not too bad. And then the freaky pictures, which something else I had drawn and we imported all over and duplicated. It's the same one over and over. And then these freaky dolls just show up. Oh, it switched back. That's awesome. I'm going to flip it again. Everything just pops into place. Door automatically swings open. Dolls on the ground. You get these larger dolls looking away. It's super freaky. And in VR, when everything goes grayscale, it's trippy to your eyeballs. Like, you're just like, whoa, what the hell? Again, something that's not going to show up very well appreciated in a 2D video recording. Yeah. Some of the things you have to experience in VR because the volumetric of it all and all that. So, flipping that switch actually moves this bookshelf so that you can continue on. And oh wow, I just jumped up into the ceiling. And maybe you'll notice with the one door and another bookshelf that you probably have to go in here to trigger the bookshelf now. We're not making this a puzzle game. Should be obvious. So we'll go in here. And it's dark. It's very basement-like. There's a spotlight on the bloody arrow pointing out the switch as if you didn't get it. Kind of a reddish bloodiness with some sort of vent. A boiler. These nice pipes. Love the pipes. Barrels, more pipes. You just get this very basement feel in here. Like, yeah. Bloody arrow. You got the switch box. A bunch of wires in there. Yeah, okay, here we go. I'm going to flip it. Let's see what happens. What's that sound? Oh, no. Okay. Okay. All right. This place is filling up with blood. Stop now. All right, come on. All right, so, again, this is one of those things you can only feel in VR. I feel like I'm waist high in blood. It's worse than being knee-deep in the dead. And if I start teleporting around, it's freaky. It's a very freaky feeling. So, but that switch is necessary for the bookshelf to be triggered. And this effect is simply, oh, perfect. It drained really fast. It's just one rectangular block the size of the floor that just is uncollidable. And it just is told to move into state 2 and slowly and goes up. Mm-hmm. And so you're still teleporting and walking on the floor here because that is uncollidable. So you don't have to, you're not teleporting on top of it. Yeah. On that. You have plans, big plans to take this. Oh, flashlight jumped out of my hand. To take this to a whole nother level. And it's going to be awesome for this year, as I could tell. All right, so this is now open. You can go through. And to open Spirit Guide, classic. You come around here, this light's out. You're like, okay, a nice arch. And you come around here. Ah, floating candle. It's kind of freaky. And he's just gonna go. All right, bye. So I like the idea of a floating candle or an invisible man holding it. It's going to go along all the way down, come around, come back around here and just do a loop. Actually, I think it might go down that hole. Just kind of a neat, like, what the moment when you come around this corner. So you can see there's a door here and a door to the left. This one's open a little. So and it's backlit, almost spotlit. So it kind of looks like there's light coming out. So kind of like, what's gonna happen? Do we go in there? Is that door gonna like fly open at us or something? It actually slams closed. And that triggers this door to open. So you'll never be able to go in there. It's just a trick. So we come in here, and I like this room, the way we designed it and the way we did this, because from the house in the downstairs, the stairs blow out. You've got the secret, hallway, couple hallways. You go down more stairs. You got the whole freaky area. And then that hallway back there, the bluish one with the ugly wallpaper, is finished. And, it's got wallpaper. It's detailed. It's obviously was supposed to be part of the house at some point. And this also feels like it's, part of the house. This feels like some sort of like secret club, secret cult room. Probably like arcane novels up here and stuff. And two skeletons who have died a long time ago. And it looks like he drank poison and he shot himself. Well, that can't be good. So what's this book say? This book says, entrance to the underworld. Whilst existing many actual methods, there's simply only a singular path for which the spirit may cross over to the underworld, death. Any poison or self-inflicted gunshot head should suffice. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So this is the apparent end of the trail of the haunted experience. I'm going to drop that. It's not, but people don't know that until they basically commit suicide. Shall we? Mm-hmm. I'll take a poison. Pop the cork.
Oh.
You get it?
Hitting things in my play space.
Uh-oh. Oh, if you take the poison, I'll just take the gun then. So we can show people that both methods work.
Yeah, both work. Here, you go first. So,
all right.
Since you're recording it.
Nope. I just shot Delco. Please forgive me. I couldn't get my hand angled right.
Yeah.
My arms are not
knuckles.
very, very long. So basically, you either drink the poison or you shoot yourself or you shoot your friend. And you go through the underworld kind of passage with the freaky sounds and the white spooky fire. And you wake up in this hole. And there's the bloody arrow pointing up in case you didn't get the hint. You can actually climb up on this because you need to. And you come up and you are in a labyrinth mausoleum space. The exit is completely caved in just to really make it bleak. Get rid of all sense of hope right off the bat. It was the hole that you came in. And I know it's really dark, so I'm afraid I'm going to have to pull out a torch and ruin some of the effect. Actually, it shouldn't ruin anything. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it looks nice.
So you got skeletons. I'm going to turn around here. Skeletons and coffins and all these spots. And the candle is melting into the eye. And you've got that shadowy figure. Remember the shadowy figure from the prison? Both of them. And you're like, okay, so the exit is caved in, and there's the only way you can go is that way. What's it going to do? Is it going to jump out at us? Is it, what's going to happen? So you get close, and he just whisks and goes right off. But it's just super freaky when you see the shadow of that backlit against the torch, in front of the torch.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, that's a perfect idea. And again, it's just a model NPC on a sub thing told to go away. So you go through here, and you got more coffins and skeletons and jars. And you got this tight hallway. And there's a sound effect that starts to play when I get down the hallway. There. It gets louder and louder and louder. It's kind of like... It's kind of like somebody's walking heavily towards you because it gets louder, which is cool. We continue along here, and blood on the ground. you get an axe in the chest, which is a great surprise effect. And you went and made it on a ratcheting gear, which is perfect because it's probably what it would look like.
Yeah.
So, more classic Labyrinth stuff, and all the skulls in the middle section.
Oh yeah. This is pretty much all inspired by the Paris catacombs.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
This whole room.
We pulled up all the images of that when we were making it.
Mm-hmm.
And, oh yeah. I forgot you had done this. I love the skull amongst the spider webs.
Oh yes.
It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
Bit of an Easter egg
Oh yeah.
as well in here somewhere.
I'll just point it out. An
Yeah.
Oblivion portal. But again,
Mhm.
it fits.
It's not
Design.
active.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. All right, so we go through here. There's only one place to go as we're going through this tight, narrow corridor. And did a little fun effect. When you start going through it and you turn around, a one-way see-through wall, you can teleport back, no problem. But it just is a neat effect. As you go a little further and turn around, you see there are bars. Same exact thing, just one-way see-through wall material. You can walk right through it. But if you do happen to turn around, it makes it look like it all closed behind you.
Yeah.
So coming up through here, that loud smash sound was the door falling off its hinges, which until you see it, you don't know what that means yet. So let's go up here. We are climbed up a ladder. We got the metal things. There's a rope. And this, oh, we'll just grab the rope. Ah, and the bricks fall down. Where are we? Huh, up here. It's a friendly tip. We'll go up here a little more. And can't teleport out here. Hey, we're in your cabin. We came up through the fireplace.
Hey.
Great. And we get the skeleton dude, and he looks around, but he's like his skull is hanging from a string. Again, in the cabin, it's not spooky. It's just thematic. Yeah. So this is kind of the end of the trail. We went through
More or
here.
less.
Yeah. The suicide room makes you teleport across back towards the beginning here. Door falls off his hinges. We got the nice Halloween decor again. Looking back here. And this, well, that up there where the light is, was where we came out towards the beginning to overlook this area and overlook the cabin. And so you can kind of just walk around here. Again, it's super dark, so you can have fun. You can play a little hide and seek and spook people. And we come over to... That moves a little. Do you want to show the second best graveyard sign?
Might as well.
Graveyard 2.
Sequel.
The sequel. I love it. So we did a couple of joke gravestones in here. And then, just like we did for Haunted Woods Trails 1, we did our kind of credits gravestone. So Haunted Woods Trails 2, the first day we started building was July 15th. We didn't build every single night through October, but, you know, definitely September and half of October, I think it was probably every night.
Yeah. Just about, which is fun. So yeah, so we'll go back up here. Let's go back to the party cave, I guess. Up through here. If you chose to walk down here, the door has a trigger to fall off its hinges around here. Oh, that's right. And Either
then
way, you can't see it happen.
That's right, but you hear it.
It's a personal experience.
Yeah, and you hear it come off, which is like, ugh. All right, party cave. Drop that. Yeah. So yeah. Pick a good spot. Over here, over the freaky stuff. I'll stand here and go into external point of view. So yeah, that's Haunted Woods Trails 2, kind of the walkthrough, a little bit of commentary as we went through it all. Fun stuff. I love making these types of spooky events and just trails that you can go through, and that's why we did the Underground 1 and then Haunted Woods Trails 1 and 2, and this year we're now already started working on a haunted house experience trail. We're going all out for that, doing the fun stuff. So hopefully this maybe has inspired some people to make some more haunted trails, because I want to be able to experience them and all that. So I don't know. Hope it's useful for people. As an aside, Delco and I both now have the Valve Index. So the microphones you've been hearing has been our Valve Index mics. So this is kind of a long form sample of the Index mic. I haven't heard anyone really do long videos yet, just quick streams. So hopefully it hasn't popped and stuff and sounds pretty clear. So yeah, I guess we'll end it here. Again, a link in the description below will have Delco's gallery, our in progress gallery, where he took screenshots every single night we built, and he also annotated all of them with some comments and stuff, which is really fun. So yeah, other than that, hope you enjoyed it all and have a good evening. Deactivate recording mode.